Hello everybody and welcome back to my favourites video, part 3. This time we'll be talking about everything that I got from January through February this year, 2017. So let's continue going through this massive list of stuff that I got. So the next two things are actually something that Sofia, that I mentioned earlier, also recommended. These are this here tea tree oil, and to go with it, this tea tree face wash for acne. She made a video on a bunch of different products that she uses, and these were two highly recommended ones that she had. My mother and I aren't particularly the type to sort of have anything with like chemicals and stuff like that, so I thought these would be really good because they're completely natural. Okay, hang on. The next item is something that I was pretty excited about because it's not exactly something that you can just go ahead and buy anywhere. Obviously you have to like do a bit of work beforehand, but for those of you who have any idea of me, I quite like doing photography. For any of you that have watched many of my travel videos so far, and there are many to come, I decided to go ahead and use Vistaprint and get myself sent some custom postcards. So the majority of these are actually photos I took on my Australian road trip from here up to Darwin, except for one of them, which is a photo of stars when I was back in Madagascar, so you can't really see much of it, which was a bit of a shame, but otherwise it's still kind of cool. So yeah, they're all just photos that I took, I've taken myself. You've got one of a crocodile close up, you've got one of Uluru, Ayers Rock, that's the sunrise at Uluru. You've got a dingo close up and another sort of dingo shot, different one. You've got a shot of fire, which is kind of cool because I really like fire, it's sort of a mystical kind of thing. Another one is one that I took at Litchfield and Coober Pedy. So I am selling those currently in the hostel where I work at my dad's. 2 backpackers coming in and out. But if any of you would like to purchase any of my postcards, just let me know. They're $2 each plus postage, depending on where you are. Just let me know where you are, give me your address, something I can send it to you, and we can work it out from there. The next thing is a couple other books that I bought a while back. Not really reading books, sort of just like a joke type of thing, but they are these two. So I quite like How I Met Your Mother. I did go through a phase where I just watched every single episode from beginning to end. It was really good timing too, because by the time I got to the end of everything, it was just at the moment when the last episode ever was being released. So I decided end of last year or beginning of this year that I would go ahead and buy myself the Bro Code, as if anybody who's actually watched the TV show would know all about. Barney Stinson's always talking about, and Barney Stinson's famous Playbook. So I got both of those. There's not really much to read, but it's sort of more of a joke really, but yeah, they're still cool to have a flick through. Something else that I'm interested in is cocktails and drinks, and sort of the idea of being a bartender. Whilst I was in Madagascar, at the hotel I was staying at, the bartender there taught me a few things. So I thought I'd go ahead and buy myself a kit for making different types of cocktails. Might actually boost my enthusiasm to actually learn something. I've got a 13-piece cocktail kit. You got a stirrer here. Everything's still in the package because I haven't used it yet. A strainer. A measuring cup. A bottle opener, which everybody would need. A bunch of little sort of caps for like liquors and mixes and whatsoever else that you'd see when to make things easy to mix. a bottle opener that they often use for opening really quick or doing sort of tricks to be able to actually open up beer bottles or whatever else. And then obviously the kit wouldn't be filled without an actual cocktail mixer. So obviously you put the cocktails in there, the ice, whatever, and you mix it up. You do all sorts of tricks and whatever, but I haven't got to that point yet. And last but not least, this came separately, is a muddler. There was a choice of a copper one, and I was very tempted of getting it, but I thought I'd get this sort of chrome looking one just to go with the rest of the kit. Otherwise I thought it'd be sort of odd one out in the kit. Otherwise, yeah. Okay, so not too long ago, I originally had the iPhone 6, 16GB phone, and as I'm sure many of you have had over the time, is you get to a point where your phone keeps telling you it has no more room. So I kept deleting photos, I had no music on my phone, I had nothing, the bare minimum, no apps, nothing. So I finally got fed up with it and decided to go on Gumtree and Facebook and see if I could find a new one. And to my luck, I managed to find a 6S here, so not much, doesn't really look any different from the old one, except the other one was white, whereas this one is the sort of dark grey, space grey I think they call it. And I managed to get that one for $650. Sold my old phone for $350, which was really good, and also got this sick ass case that came with it, and it's actually the genuine Apple battery case. So this is pretty much good for a whole entire charge. So I can charge this, I completely charge my phone up completely, and I'm good for like probably 2 or 3 days if I don't use it too much. So yeah, so it's really good now because I've got like 5 or 6 gigabytes worth of music on it. I can download as many apps as I want. I can take as many photos and videos and all sorts that I want, and I still have something like 80 gigabytes worth of space left. So I did actually get the 128 gigabyte version so that I sort of wouldn't have an issue ever again. So I still have about 80 gigabytes, something like that, left on it, and that way I'm never going to have an issue ever again. So at the beginning of the year, there are a few things there that you can see. I did go on a little bit of an online shopping spree. I did have a bit of a money influx and decided I'd buy a bunch of stuff that I got all excited about. So along with the banner, another thing that I went ahead and bought for work, I bought one for my dad and myself to sort of help with our branding at our backpack hostel, and sort of a uniform in a way, was this awesome t-shirt that I designed. It's fairly simple design, so basically on the front you just got the logo, you got my name down here, Nick, and on the back you've just got the name and the mobile number for the business. So I was pretty happy with the turnout of these. I got them pretty cheap from Vistaprint, where I just went on there and added my own design. Got a couple of them made, one for myself and one for my dad. Okay, so that comes to the end of part 3. Don't forget to hit a like on the video if you like what you've seen so far. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.